John, first of all, talk to me about the mood in the camp at the minute, because things seemingly from the outside couldn't be going much better.
Yeah, no, it's as you'd expect. It's positive, it's upbeat, and everyone's looking forward to the next game. And I think that's important with the amount of games coming up and the amount of games we've had, to be able to look forward to the next game with confidence and positivity is a massive plus for us.
You've had a couple of games recently where you kind of had to dig it out at the end to make sure you got yourself over the line. Is that the sign of a good team, that you can do that and win maybe when you're not quite at your best?
Absolutely. You know, a win's a win at the end of the day, and if you have to win ugly, if you have to grind it out, if you have to wait for a 93rd, 94th minute winner, then so be it. It's about fighting to the end, making sure that we're in the game, in control of the game. I thought we were in control of the game for large parts on Saturday. Obviously disappointed to concede the goal we did, but then to show the character to bounce back a couple of minutes later and score the winner was a massive plus for us. And again, it shows people that, you know, we're not just this fancy football team who will come in around and try and pass it around, and that, you know, we have got a bit of grit and determination, and we will go right to the end. What's
it like as a goalkeeper in this team? Because the way they're defending, apart from set pieces at the minute, which is a little bit more tricky, but generally there's not a great deal that's coming at you.
No, and I think, you know, you've hit the nail on the head there. It's the defensive structure for us works really well. I think the three at the back works really well. It always gives you that extra body in front of you, and you know, when we've got fullbacks who are a threat going forward, but also know their responsibilities defensively as well, it's a massive help as well. And the two lads in front of the back three who can drop in and get on the ball and play, but also, you know, are disciplined enough to stay with runners and keep that solid shape in front of us as well. So, you know, defensively I think we look sound. Like you said, a couple of issues maybe at set pieces, but you know, nothing that we can't address if need to be.
Are those the kind of things you can work those kinks out, I guess? So you're going to expect those at this stage of the season? Yeah,
and I think a lot of it, I don't think, it's a strange one, because I don't think we don't feel vulnerable from set pieces, but you know, I don't think we've conceded many goals from first contacts on set pieces. It's more the second phase or the third phase, and reacting to the first phase, I think. And if we can sort that out and be more alert to that situation, then I think we'll stamp that out of our game as well, which will obviously be another help.
Yeah, and I guess it's not like you've conceded a lot of goals anyway. It's just the ones you have come from almost that one format, and that's why people like me are asking you these questions about it.
Yeah, no, I get that completely, and I think it's always nice if you're not being carved open in open play, then, you know, and if we can address the vulnerabilities or that seem to be there on the second phases of set pieces, then yeah, we should be fine and keep a lot more clean sheets.
How much does your experience come into a lot of this? I've just been crunching some of the numbers there. I think you're closing in on 400 career games in the next couple of weeks. I mean, you're up there as the top most appearances made in this squad. Do you feel like you're the most senior man around?
No, not really. No, and it's yeah, it's strange. You know, you mentioned I'm aware that it's nearly 400 games. You know, it's a great milestone to be at in a career. But you know, I think we've got a lot of lads who are, although they're fairly young in age, they've got a lot of experience on their side already. A lot of different cultures, a lot of different styles of play, and I think it really shows on the pitch. We've got a good group of core lads who know this league, who know what it takes to compete in this league, and you know, that's half the battle. If you're competing in this league and if you're in games more often than not, then we've got the quality to come through at the top end and make sure we can grab the goals when needed.
Because it's an interesting group, isn't it, when you look at it from the outside? Because you've got Hugh's nearly 400 games, Ruben, who's on 7 in his entire career so far, and yet Conor Cody was talking about this the other week, that actually it's quite a good bond between you all.
Yeah, massive, yeah, and the team spirit's been really good, and I think I said it before in a previous interview, you know, it's probably surprised a lot of us how well we've gelled and how quickly the lads who have come in and have adapted to the culture and the different surroundings and stuff. But you know, that's a credit to them, and I think it's a credit to the lads who have been here before. You know, obviously I was new this season, but I was made to feel at home straight away. You know, very welcomed, and I don't want to speak on behalf of them, but you know, the other lads I'm sure would say the same thing.
Sheffield United this week. Not many would have predicted at the start of the season that getting to this stage, these two teams would be where we are. It's got big game feel about it.
Yeah, and you know, every game's important. I mean, it's only, I think it's the 10th game of the season, so let's not read too much into it at the moment. But certainly, we've both had really good starts. Obviously, Sheffield United having been promoted last year, myself having been involved in a Norwich team that came up from League One. I joined in the Championship. You could feel that momentum and that crest of a wave they were riding on, and you know that will get them through the majority of the season. And I think, you know, the feelings that they've got now, especially coming off the back of a fantastic win yesterday against Sheffield Wednesday, you know, their confidence is going to be very high. But you know, we're more than capable to go there and get a result, as we've shown in the away games we've had already. And it'll be an interesting matchup. I think two systems that will be the same. You know, they play with a lot of high tempo, a lot of high press and a lot of energy. And if we can match that application and determination, again, I think we've got the quality that will probably just give us the edge.
There's obviously a view of this football club from the outside, what happened in the summer, the players of your level that have come in, and the start to the season you've had, that one or two will think that you're a bit of a scalp if they can get a victory over Wolves wherever you go. Do you feel that? Do you feel a difference, especially away games?
I think you've got to be aware of that. I think before the season started, we were made one of the favourites to go up because of, like you said, what happened during the summer and the money invested in the club. And then with the start we've had, those expectations only get higher. And as a player, that's the teams you want to be involved in. You know, you want to be at the top end of the table, you want to be fighting for promotion. But as I said as well, you know, we're only going into the 10th game of the season. It's a long way to go yet, but we're determined to maintain the standards we've set ourselves. And as you said, our away form's been pretty impressive so far. So we're confident if we go there and we apply ourselves in the right manner and we understand what's going to come from Sheffield United. We'll hopefully be ready for the game and then make sure we get the points that we need.